AFTV, wow. Did you see that coming after that first half?
In that first half,
Be honest.
I'll be 100.
Be honest.
I'll be 100 as always, my brother. In that first half, I was thinking of these footballers. Like, you remember the film Space Jam, where the powers of the players are taken in the basketball. I was like, is that what's happened, man? Like, they're just unrecognisable to what I believe those Arsenal players are. But what a game, man! My voice at the end, just the euphoria of the fans. I mean, let's not get it twisted, it's a win, but let's embrace it, let's enjoy it. It's been a long time coming, and that's all we want is a bit of an effort. We just want to see the heart and the effort. That
it was all about fight tonight, wasn't it? And that first half, I didn't really see that, and I was worried because I was like, I'm not seeing no fight out there. But second half, to be fair, the fight was there. Even the way they came out, you could see that there was a difference.
It took 10-15 in the second half, but that first half, I swear, I thought we were like some social experiment, like Pavlov's dogs or something, like seeing how much it's going to be until we break, because I was ready to flip, and I know that Bear fans out here was ready to flip. So that second half, it was just, all I wanted was effort. Even if we came away with a loss, right? All I wanted to see was them boys perform, because as soon as they step up, it's always like, do the fans give it to the players or the players give it to the fans? And Mo said something really wise after the last game. He says the fans need to step up for them. But after that first half, you can't kid yourself. You know what I mean? It's blind faith, and it's like, do we love the players or do we love the badge? And we're coming for the badge at the moment, and that's the right thing to do. But of course, we want to come for the players as well. And as soon as they give us an impetus of something to latch onto, and I'll tell you what it was, I think about 65th minute, they were dawdling about with the ball at the back, and Martinelli closed them down a couple of times. Ozil helped him to close them down, and it was just a switch, and it was just something that we could grab onto. We thought, they're trying. And then a few minutes after, we get the first goal. Riot, limbs everywhere, second goal, unbelievable. And then it was something that I was confident in seeing us push on, because when we've been in a lead before, we tend to be hesitant and invite pressure back. But nah, man, we pushed on and we've truly deserved that win. I want to say it, right, I know I call Xhaka out on that, right? He had an all right game, but I think Guendouzi's the perfect, counter with Torreira in there. I really do. Well,
I thought those two looked good today. I thought the Xhaka Torreira combination worked well today.
Let me just say this, right? Only because we won, we remember that. But there were so many times that he gave the ball away. There were, right? So how many times are we going to keep seeing him being sloppy? That's all my point is. And in the first half, there was no dictation from the centre midfield. It was going back and back and back. So where is it? Where's he had a good game? He's probably had a good 20 minutes because he came off. Do you know what I mean? So I felt when Guendouzi came on, obviously we're winning and their heads are down, but what I liked is he's very much more composed and accomplished in going side to side, but at a forward fought, do you know what I mean? It's not like coming back and playing it safe. It's like, I'll go side, but I'll come into the space. And he's always giving and going. And I think Torreira was disciplined. And I think with Guendouzi, what you get, which you don't get out of any other player, is he wants to drive. And he can drive and he can buy free kicks, so he can get into a pace. And I think if Torreira sits, Guendouzi's doing the dirty work of running up and down, then you're allowed to play the likes of what we played up top, because they know they've got that security. But I just want to touch on this before I bounce, is like, at the end of the day, it's a win, and we've got to be buzzing, and we've got to be optimistic, but we've got to be realistic as well. And at the end of the day, I still feel like in January, we need an idea. We need the board to come out and tell us what we need to do, because at the end of the day, are we going to go for a manager? They should have had a plan in. Last time I spoke to you at Leicester, that's when he should have gone. We all knew it, but they waited. And I think that the board are too reactionary, and that's why we're struggling at the moment. And I think you see that in the performances. There's a very toxic, weak spine from the top to the bottom. And I really think the club even need to say, we're going after this manager. Or do you know what I'd do? I'd go after an international manager like Martinez, maybe somebody that's not going to be actually signing long term, but I've got a quality manager. I'm not saying Martinez essentially, but look at some of the international teams and go, you know what? Do you want to come in an interim basis and help us guide us through this? And the final thing I'd say is I want us to. My voice is fucked here, man. Fucking go on, Arsenal shouting at the end. But I tell you what it is as well, man. We need to sign some ballers, man. I want Dunk, 100% right. I want another sort of. Do you know what I want as well? I want Ward-Prowse. I want a baller like that, right, who's good on the ball technically, because at the end of the day, there's two things which are struggling at Arsenal at the moment, right? It's the perception of the club. It's like people going, Nuno would come. Why would Nuno come here when he spends more money with Wolves than what we're prepared to offer him? So there's still a weird perception of why would players want to come to our club? We need to change it at the moment, and we need to address the accountability of the board, because if Laka and Abra are allowed to go, are the board going to replace them with that quality? And that question needs to be asked in January. I love them boys, but at the end of the day, if they're not staying, we're going to get more worthwhile playing Pepe and Martinelli, because they're going to get the experience to push on for next season. So whatever happens, we need to decide how we're moving forward. I don't mind missing the Europa. It can get fucked, you know what I mean, right? No one's asked about that. But that might be another way, again, perception of enticing players. It's like, we're not in Europe, but we're going for the league. Come to the league and offer that money there. Maybe that's a tactic, but at the minute, I just don't know the direction the club and the powers that be are going in. So it's amazing to have that result. It's amazing if we lose against Man City, still keep that momentum, still keep that energy, and let's, push on to the other games. Let's not get back on them, because you see that they needed that confidence and that heart. And now that they've got the fans back on side, I think that's the best way to push on into the next games.